Vice-Chancellor and Economy Minister of Germany Habeck urges citizens to help the authorities get rid of dependence on Russia. Every kilowatt of electricity saved, every cubic meter of gas counts. So turn down the hitting, and here's more advice from the minister. If you close the windows at night with curtains or lower the shutters, they say you can save up to 5% of your energy. There is no end to such statements by European politicians. One recommends eating less meat to spite Putin. The second, with the same purpose, suggests freezing 15 degrees at home during winter. It can be tolerated. Think about it. The deputy head of the European Commission urges EU residents to shower less, control the flow of water, yours and your child's, and when you turn it off, say, "Get it, Putin." While politicians are pondering the energy embargo and gleefully refusing to pay for Russian gas and rubles, experts are clutching their heads. The Handelsblatt Business Daily quotes the president of the German Chemical Workers Union, who paints an apocalyptic picture. Production in Germany will stop without Russian gas. The steel, chemical and paper industries would come to a halt within weeks. The consequences would not only be forced employee vacations and job losses, but also the rapid collapse of industrial production chains in Europe with global consequences. If Russian supplies are cut by only 50%, the heart of Germany's chemical industry, the BASF company in Ludwigshafen, will come to a halt. Almost 40,000 people could lose their jobs. The gas shortage will have a predictable result. According to Marcel Fratscher, the president of the Institute for Economic Research, prices will be much higher. What we have seen in the last 4 or 5 weeks will only be the tip of the iceberg. Exchange prices for gas in early March almost crossed the mark of $4,000 per 1,000 cubic meters. Liquefied gas, about which the German government is talking so much, will not save the industry. Germany has no terminals, and the volumes of such fuel supplied to Europe are not just insufficient. They will have to fight with their own allies for gas. Ludwig Möhring, head of the German Federal Association for Natural Gas, Petroleum and Geoenergy, other European countries will also have to replace Russian gas, which is 80 billion cubic meters coming from Russia to northwestern Europe. As for liquefied gas, Europe is competing for it with the other parts of the world. That is to say, it will have to outbid the Asian market. We're talking about a powerful blow to the competitiveness of German goods, which is exactly what cheap Russian pipeline gas provides. The mayor of Hamburg, Peter Tschentscher, one of the centers of German industrial production, warns against drastic action. The shortage of coal and gas will lead to major production disruptions, and therefore the damage of the embargo for us in such a situation is much greater than the damage for Russia. Meanwhile, the US and the European Union held the first meeting of the so-called high-level dialogue on Russia. The purpose of such meetings is to coordinate efforts to isolate the country economically. The side effect of such activities has already been talked about in the IMF. Sanctions against Russia threaten to undermine the dominance of the US dollar. Gopinath, we are already seeing this with some countries reviewing the currency that is used in trade. Indian media report that Moscow and Delhi have completed work on replacing the SWIFT banking payment system in mutual trade. The British publication Spectator states, quote, "The ruble's amazing recovery." India and China could easily absorb any oil that the West refuses to buy from Russia, and if those countries decide they don't want to join the boycott, there's nothing we can do about it. Meanwhile, Germany is preparing for a possible stoppage of Russian gas supplies. Economy Minister Habeck has activated an early emergency warning regime in the country. The crisis headquarters is being set up at the ministry, and the following statements are made. We are a kind of war party, an economic war party, and we're also paying the price. But nothing raises the price like ill-considered statements by European politicians. However, what will happen to Germans as a result of further attempts to punish Russia is openly outlined by German Vice-Chancellor Habeck. It should be made clear that we will become poorer because of this.